Good morning, Ellen.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Doing great. I'm doing great. Ellen, I wanted to ask you, do you have a step, something that you feel comfortable doing, like step ups on?
Yeah, I have. I do. But you mean bigger than this?
Yeah, ideally something a little bit bigger than that. If you feel really comfortable and you don't, what you may want to, what we could even do if you felt comfortable, since you don't, is even possible use your bench, Ellen.
Yeah.
And have you, but because they tend to be so high, what we can always have you do is just do basically like a single for the bench, holding on to a pole or something. Make sure that
I'll do that.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hi.
How are you, Jordan?
I'm good. How are you, Olivia?
It's getting down to the wire. Oh gosh.
Yeah. No, I know it's. Well, I mean, and so have you guys heard anything? I heard a rumor that the shelter at home was going to be extended. Hey, John.
It's going to be what? Jordan?
Extended. That was according to my wife, who was following something that Lieutenant Governor Josh Green had mentioned on I think social media. So, again, I haven't.
He was on TV last night.
Yes.
He was on TV last night, and he did extend it.
So it is extended.
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's at least until the middle or the end of May.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they our neighbors brought in somebody from California yesterday, and the police checked on them.
Oh,
checked on her, and I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
To make sure that what
if they brought disease?
Yeah, I know, right? They wanted to make sure she was under quarantine.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought, good work.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you see her out, you call the police, or I'll call them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. No,
I know, May.
So we're interesting times. That's for sure. John, how are you doing?
I'm good. I had a good night's sleep last night.
All right.
Part of it was I'm drinking just like 1 or 2 glasses of wine.
I'm proud.
And then there was a letter from the neighborhood, and one of the people owns the wine shop up by Costco.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
He's offering 25% off.
Oh, that's great.
Just for the neighbors. And
wow.
she'll deliver.
And she'll deliver.
Wow,
So I went online and I ordered some bottles.
That's great.
You gotta be prepared.
If you're sleeping, that's great.
I took this news sign that I should drink more rather than less.
Definitely.
Oh, well, hey, if it's helping you sleep, maybe it serves a functional purpose.
Yeah, just numbs me for
another day shelter in place, huh?
Better from that angle, or is that
You know, we'll probably have to switch it up, John, just when we get rock and roll. For right now, it's great. Actually, I think you're going to be good for the first portion. It probably won't be till we come down to the floor that I may have a trouble seeing. But yeah, you guys, everybody looks great. You guys are all good. All right. Well, you guys ready to dive in?
Yeah.
So we'll kind of stick with the same warm-up that we've been doing in the sense that we'll just go through all those controlled articulating ranges of motion, those little active stretches, and then we'll dive into your workout today. Yeah, let's rock and roll. Okay. So we'll start off just moving the head and neck as we often do right here, right? And again, you're just going to move with your twist, inhale, release out. So, right, looking straight out. And as we exhale, I want you just to turn over.
What is all that noise?
I think everybody's getting settled.
Okay.
So, right here, right, we're just going to turn, look over that shoulder, exhale, inhale back, then exhale, look over the other shoulder. Just stay with that gentle movement. Exhale over the shoulder, inhale back, exhale over the shoulder, inhale back. Just gently get that neck nice and loose. Let's just go one more time in each direction. Exhale, inhale back, exhale, inhale back. And then mouth closed, tip of the tongue, roof of the mouth, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, look up at the ceiling. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, look up at the ceiling. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, look up at the ceiling. One more time. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, look up at the ceiling. And then drop again, chin to the chest. This time you're just going to look straight out, forward and out. Again, we'll take the ears. We'll go ear to the shoulder, roll chin to the chest. Ear to the shoulder, and then again, roll the chin back down to the chest. And again, I want you just to kind of let go of the shoulders here. You can let them kind of roll with the head. We're not only stretching out the neck, but you're just kind of actively loosening up the back of the upper neck, back of the upper shoulders. Sorry, base of the neck, upper shoulder. And you're just, again, moving it with your breath. Exhale down, roll to the other side. Exhale down, roll to the other side. One more time in each direction. Exhale down, roll to the other side. And then again, drop the chin to the chest, look straight up and out. And then let's just roll little shoulders up and back. And just moving in the shoulders. All right, and then we'll just go one at a time, rolling those shoulders up and back. And making them move large or small as you want. Really seeing if you can get some rotation in that upper thoracic region. So one more time. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do that breath stroke, right? So our breast stroke, we're going to roll the shoulders forward. Just roll forward. Yeah. And two more. Last one. Beautiful. Then again, from here, we'll just come into that constant bear.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, me too.
And then,
Makes me feel
And constant bear is best.
We can
No,
do this
and-
the whole time.
there's a little series, a little form. Actually, it's a series. It's a collection of qigong exercises, kind of like what we often do. And last one, it's called Shiba Shi, and it's a series of a lot of these kind of more vigorous, but you're moving things together on a kind of a rapid, regular level. Let's go arms right here, making gentle fists. We're just going to roll. So this is just to kind of open up the elbows, the forearms, the wrists a little bit. Right, so you're just making those circles, and then we're just going to reverse it. Great, guys. Now, I don't want to forget this one either, so we're going to go arms out, right? So arms out at your sides, right? And then we're just going to rotate. So we're going to go palms up, thumbs back, and then palms rotating up, thumbs back, right? So you just external rotation, palms up, thumbs back. internal rotation, palms rolling up and back. And again, just watch your head and neck here. I don't want there to be any strain. So kind of let your torso follow your shoulders. So as you rotate up, let the chest come up a little bit, open up here. As you rotate down, kind of let everything fall in a little bit. So the big thing is we're just rotating, externally rotating, and then internally rotating at that shoulder joint. And again, you can let that torso kind of correspond with this movement. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. We'll just go one more time. Exhale down, inhale up, and then just release, kind of shake out the arms a little bit. And then we're going to make gentle fists, and you're just going to roll them. Right, so you're just going to roll those wrists. All right, roll the wrist. And then we'll reverse it. One way you can do this, right, is you can even keep the hands together while you do this. This is just kind of a fun way to play with opening up the wrist, and just to be gentle. The more you kind of push them together, the more vigorous this is, and the more of a stretch this is. The more you separate them, obviously, the less push. And then we'll reverse it, right? Again, we're just mobilizing in the wrist, a little bit in the elbow, a little bit in the shoulder. And then again, from here, we'll just shake out the arms. We'll go hands on the hips and just roll in the hips. This is stuff that I used to do on a regular basis, and it's all Qigong. I just, you kind of lose track of some of this stuff, and it's just so helpful, I find. Mm-hmm. Let's just go one more, and then we'll switch. It's just this real subtle stuff that's moving these joints somewhat three-dimensionally. Great, you guys. One more time. And then we'll go feet close together, right? Hands down to the knees. We'll just roll in those ankles. And then we'll reverse. We'll do the same thing in the other direction. And then we'll come up and we'll do this. Feel free to find support if you need to. But what we're going to do is we're going to do those circles with your feet. All right, you can always find support if you need to. You can always kind of hold your arms out if you want a little bit of balance. But we're just going to make little circles, right? Just mobilizing in those ankles a little bit. And then we'll reverse. And there's a level of coordination here. All right, so one side, one direction is going to feel a lot easier than the other. And then push that down. We'll do that same thing on that other side. Obviously, we're working a little down.
Okay, I've got to take a toy away from a dog.
And then we'll reverse that motion, right? Yeah. And I'm just going to shake it out a little bit. And then when you guys are ready, what you're going to do is we're going to come into that. So we're going to, and I want you to do this as controlled or as vigorous as you want, but we're going to come into a little bit of calf raise. And as we do, we'll swing our arms. All right. So we're coming up onto the toes and then back down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Great. Let's just do 2 more times. Last one. And then from here, right, we'll come into that Qigong squat. So we'll go a little bit wider with the feet than we often do. So we're going to go heels shoulder width apart, feet slightly turned out. And this is where we're scooping and tossing the laundry. And let me just show you again. So what I want you guys to do, obviously, is you come down as deep as feels right for you. And then as you come up, right, there's that, you know how we do that with the diamond behind the back? That's kind of what you're doing here as well. You're thinking hips gently forward, just to open up in the front of the hips and torso as you open up through the arm. And this is a part, it's separate. It's called separating the brows. So you're just opening up the hands. separate the clouds. So you're squatting down, coming up, separating the clouds. So let's do that, right? So again, heel shoulder width apart. We're going to exhale down and scoop. Inhale, coming up, gently pressing the hip forward and open up the clouds. Again, exhale down and scoop. Inhale up, separate the clouds. Exhale down and scoop. Inhale up, open up the clouds. Exhale down and scoop. Inhale up, open up the clouds. Exhale down and scoop. Inhale up, open up the clouds. Exhale down and scoop. And again, you're just changing the forearm that's on top and in front every time. Exhale down. And you're moving as vigorous and opening up as much as feels right for you. Let's just go one more here. Exhale down. Inhale up. And then we'll lower on down. Again, we'll just come into this constant bear. And we'll do one more here. And we'll gently come to a stop. And what I want you guys to do is, let's just first start off with the arms. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to imagine like you're tossing a ball, right? You're tossing a ball, tossing a ball, tossing a ball. Yeah, and exactly. You guys look great. You're letting, as one arm goes forward, the other arm goes back. Yeah, great. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to start moving your feet with this, right? And you should start to feel it kind of naturally. As the right arm goes forward, the right leg wants to pick up. And I'm going to actually, sorry, I'm going to reverse you guys in just a second. Yeah. 3, 2, last one. Now, here's what I want you guys to do. We're going to do, so opposite arm, opposite leg. We're going to add the legs to this. So what I want you to do is as your left knee goes up, your right arm's going to go forward. And we're going to march. Yeah, great. Again, you're picking up as high as feels right for you. You're moving as vigorously as feels right for you. 4. What you got? Yeah, we'll just shake it out a little bit. Are you feeling warm?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great little series, and I think, again, doing a lot of this contralateral movement stuff, you know, I mean, it's so helpful for the body to kind of balance itself out. So let's do this. Dive into your strength training, and here's what we got. We're going to go, so let's grab, we're going to start off with step-ups. So Olivia, we'll grab your stool. John, we'll go use your step. And Ellen, and well, let me show you guys this too. And we may, Olivia, I want you to use your step. John and Ellen, we may, if you guys want, right? So I've got a pole here. I'm on my bench. And I'm just going to do, I've got a, it's kind of hard to see because I've got a clothesline right here. But what you're going to do is you're just going to do a single leg squat off your bench. Coming down only as deep as feels right for you. Kind of finding a bit of a stretch in the hamstring and glute on that standing leg. And yeah, and so I want you guys to use your bench. Ellen, that support probably isn't high enough for that chair. It's probably not going to give you enough support. It may, okay. It looks like it's a little short for you to be able to get all the way up there. I mean, even like if you could slide your bench over to a wall, that may work. Do you have anything that could support you a little bit better? If you feel really comfortable, then you can do it without it. But I think having you have a support nearby is helpful. Yeah, how do you feel about that bench too? Yeah, I would maybe even, you see where the ball is, where your chair is? What you could even do is maybe move the ball, the chair with the ball, and put your bench close to that and use that wall for support. again, just make sure you feel solid and you feel comfortable. Olivia, fantastic. You know, Olivia, what I want you to do is let's grab your 10-pound dumbbell, just because that's it's still a pretty light thing for you. John, I want you to go first set with no weight. And again, you're not going to go all the way down. You're going to only go to a depth that feels right for you. Yeah, and you're going to let that body hinge. Now, I want you to stay on one leg the entire time. Yeah. Yeah, great, Ellen. Now, again, you just want to make sure you feel solid and supported in that position and on your bench. I don't want you to feel uncertain. Yeah, that looks good. And again, so what you guys are doing exactly, you're just going to lean back, find that stretch in your hamstrings and glutes and come up, right? So it's just a single leg squat going down only as deep as feels right for you. And let's just go first set 10 to 15. Yeah, great. Ellen, John, you guys look good. Again, you're sending that leg back. You're hinging and letting that knee release forward at the same time. You guys both look great. Now, you don't have to drive that free knee up, right? I want you to almost just think, yep, you're just bringing it right to the bench. Nice. Olivia, you look great. I can only kind of see half of you, but you look good. 10 to 15, right? 10 to 15 on this first set. Awesome. Ellen, how was that?
I couldn't hear you. It was fine.
You look good. Yeah, you look good.
Is it just a movement like this?
What's that? That's it. Yeah. And again, I want you to kind of chase a little bit of a stretch in your hamstring and glute by thinking about sending that hip down and back. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So the pole is there and the wall is there to help support you send that hip back and get that bit of a hinge. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. Olivia, how was that?
It was okay.
What's
My
going on? How's your knee?
Oh, my knees are always bothering me lately. It's just, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. You know, and we can always, again, I'd much rather err on the side of less than more. You know, I may even have you try something in the next round. John, how are you doing? How was that?
Good. I did 15. I kind of need the pull, though. I don't know that I can let go of even one arm for the weights.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm totally fine with that. As you grow more confident with this, then we can worry about that. But yeah, exactly. I want you to have that pull so you can really find that position.
Yeah.
Switch into that hamstring.
Yeah. Hard.
It is. It definitely is. All right. So you guys are all going to rest. Then we're going to come into, we'll take your bench. And we'll come into those bench dips. Right? Shoulders back and down, elbows in. You're pressing through the outside of the palm. Like the setup really important, right, is you want to make sure that, so if I'm seated on that bench, my hands are just going to go right to the side of my hips. And I'm going to turn, shoulders back and down. I'm going to turn my hands out a little bit. So it's like my fingers are 20 to 30 degrees, right? So when I come off, I'm really pressing through the outside edge of that palm. And again, you know, this is the hips stay back and you're not moving down far. If you're feeling a big stretch in the shoulders, you're going down too deep or you're out too far, right? Make sure those hips stay close or the back stays close to the bench, right? And it's a small movement. We're just working those triceps. Yeah, great, you guys. Same thing. Let's just go 10 to 15.
Is your body straight or not?
Nope. You want your hips to stay back, Ellen? Right? I want my hips to be pretty close. I want that low back close to that bench. The more I go out, the more it starts to really stretch the front of that shoulder capsule. We don't want that. We just want to really focus on that tricep. You're really isolating that tricep to a large extent.
This is
Beautiful. What's that?
It's hard.
It's tough, right? They're tough. Great. Nice, you guys. So again, you're going to rest, you're going to recover, and then we're going to repeat. All right, so we'll go back. And Ellen, If you don't have to move your bench, right? If you want to take it to the wall just so you feel supported, because you're going to come back into those step ups.
Oh, okay.
So I can see you. I should be able to see you do those bench dips from that where the bench is close to the wall. And Olivia, you know
Yeah.
what we can try? Well, you know, if you need to, get rid of that weight on that on your left side, right? Also remember, you know, what you can even do too on that left side, you can just, you know, take it next to your pole and kind of do that same thing, right? To where you're not stepping down and up, but you're focusing a little bit more on a hinge. Does that make sense? And that
Yes.
may take pressure off of your knee on that left side especially.
Yes.
Great, you guys. Again, we're just going 10 to 15. Yeah, exactly, Olivia. And again, you just go down as deep as feels right for you, and that may give you a little bit more control to be able to hinge. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, great. Ellen, John, you guys look good. Again, you're just kind of chasing a little bit of a stretch and that hamstring and glute, and then driving through that standing heel to straighten back up. Again,
I'm feeling it in the quads.
what's that?
I'm also feeling it in the quads.
Yep, you're going to, right? You're going to. It's a single leg squat, so you'll definitely feel it in the quad since you are bending that knee. So that's why, especially for you, I just want to make sure we balance it out a little bit by making sure you're getting that hinge as well, right? You're hinging from the hip, right? So we know if we're bending that knee, that's going to definitely work a lot of the quadricep. We know if we're hinging the hip, we're going to get more hamstring and glute. And we just want to try to balance this out as much as possible so we get a little bit of both. Yeah. And that's it, Ellen. What you just did, that's exactly it. The only thing we're doing is we're doing that bench. We're using the bench so you can drop that leg a little lower, which allows you to get a little bit deeper into that hamstring.
Okay. Gotcha.
But you look good. I can see you. So when you guys are ready, again, we'll go into your bench dips, right? Again, same thing, 10 to 15. You're in control. Keep the low back, hips close to the lip of the bench, right? And again, you're keeping that pump, right, in the tricep. You're keeping that focused in the tricep. I can see you, Olivia. Looking good.
I can't see me. I can see you.
Good. You know what you can always do too is you can go to gallery. Well, if you go to gallery view, everybody's gonna, but you can get an idea of what I'm seeing.
Okay. Well, I have all of you on the bottom and then you big on the top.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, there you go, Olivia. Just keeping those hip and back close. Right, and as you guys know, right, the farther you walk your feet away from the bench and away from your hip, the harder it's going to be. The closer the feet are to the knees, the easier it's going to be. Again, so you guys are going to rest and recover, those of you who have done doing your bench dips, and when you're ready, we'll go back and we'll do one final round of these. Yeah, great. Those look good. You look solid. You look solid too, drinking your water.
Yeah.
Good rest and recovery, John. Good rest and recovery.
It's important. What are we doing now?
You're going to go one more round, right? We're going to go one more round.
Okay.
Yeah, wind in. See if you can find a little stretch in the hamstrings and glutes, and then drive through the heels as you stand up. Olivia, you look great. Alan, John, you guys look solid. Again, and you're in control of your depth. It feels good, right? Make sure it feels good. Exhale as you drive out. Inhale as you sit into it. Great, 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 great. Olivia, how many did you get?
I did 12.
Okay.
No, wait.
All right.
It felt better.
Okay, good. It felt better like that?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense, right? Because what we're doing is we're kind of eccentrically loading that knee, and it just keeps it in a little bit better position. And that's just something we may need to do with a lot of these, even the kind of your single leg squats instead of the step ups.
Are we doing the squats again?
Nope, Ellen, you're gonna do one more set of those dips, and then you guys are pal with this rotation.
One more set.
Yeah, if you want to slide the bench over, Ellen, you're not gonna do. That was your last set of squats. Yeah, great. You guys look solid. Those triceps are going to feel this tomorrow.
They feel now. Woo!
Yeah. Yep.
Ouch.
Woo!
Oh, no.
We're such wusses compared to you.
God,
You with your
yeah.
bell lifting it up.
That was hard.
Oh, did you see that video, that post?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess you start from the ground or you start up and you come down and go up.
It's called a bent press. It's an old school kind of carny strongman lift. That's
Yes.
a lot of fun. It's just obscure strength training. All right, you guys, we'll grab water, cool your bodies down, and we'll move on. So again, we're gonna do mostly all we're gonna do. Everything we're gonna do for legs is basically gonna be single leg. We're gonna have let's grab, maybe put your 12 on standby, depending on how this feels. Olivia, let's grab at 110. John, let's grab 115. Oh, and sorry, I just lost track of myself. Ellen, let's grab your 2 8. So grab your other 8. Olivia, grab your other 10, and John, grab your other 15. I lied to you.
Are we doing 1 or 2, Jordan?
You're gonna grab 2, Ellen. You're gonna need the other one. So here's what we got, right? So we did your single leg squat, essentially, just to, now we're going to do a single leg deadlift. And again, you guys have all done these before. Feel free to use your wall or your pole if needed, right? And I would encourage you, everybody to do that so we can focus more on the form and the strength and less on the balance at this point. Because what you're going to do, opposite hand, opposite foot. So what I mean by that is I got my right foot on the ground, dumbbell's going to be in my left hand, shoulders back and down, chest stays lifted. I'm going to put a slight bend in that right knee, and I'm good. All right, so this is where we're really finding that stretch in the hamstrings and glutes, standing straight up. John and Olivia, you guys have done this a million times with me, right? This is just that single leg touchdown, right? Just past the knee, stand straight up nice and tall. Just past the knee, stand straight up nice and tall. And Ellen, you know what you could probably use for support is your chair on this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas right, bend that knee. Right, hinge from that hip joint. There's still a slight bend in the knee, but you're going to hinge from that hip, right? We're just going to hinge from that hip, stand straight up. Hinge from that hip. And straight up. Yeah, great. Now, Olivia, I seem to have lost you.
Yeah, I'm trying to find me. Something happened.
Swipe the screen to your right and see if that helps. Maybe it'll bring you back. Because I can hear you okay.
Yeah, I can hear you too.
10 to 15. Olivia, are you on your phone or are you on your iPad?
I'm on an iPad.
Okay,
Okay, here we go. Maybe.
Try sliding the screen to your right. Swiping the screen to your right. Yeah, great, Ellen. Right, really hinge.
Okay.
I think a little bit more lean, Ellen, a little less squat, a little less knee bend, and think a little bit more hinge. Yeah, hinge from the hip. Almost like you're going to reach down and touch your toes, but you're not. You're just going to go past. Yeah, right. And you're just going past the knees, right? So you should feel stretching that hamstring, stretching those glutes. This used to be called the awful work. Right? You're reaching down, you're grabbing that golf ball out of the hole. Olivia, how you doing over there?
I'm still trying to find you.
So have you gone to the screen and tried to scroll to your right?
Yes, but the whole screen is gone and I'm back to the beginning. So I'm trying to start.
Okay, let's see if I can help you out here. So I just asked you to start your video. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, great. That's exactly it, Ellen. Right? So it's really that hip hinge that's the key. All right, you guys. So we're going to pair this.
Keep going.
We're going to pair this with these guys, right? So you're going to go bent over, dumbbell row. Right? And we've done these before as well, right? We're going to hinge like you know how you do when we do your deadlift, your two-handed deadlift, right? The only thing here is we're going to go down, we're going to stay down, and you're going to come into that row. Palms face the knees, palms face your ribs. Palms face your knees, palms face your ribs. All right, shoulders back and down. We're doing 2 at a time.
Okay, I'm
All
back.
right. Hey, what happened? Did you figure it out?
I don't know. I have no idea. You just disappeared, but your sound stayed.
Yeah,
Okay, now
for some
what?
reason, the camera, it may have even switched out of that application. Olivia, we're going to come here, right? So you're going to grab your 2 10s, right?
Yes.
You're going to hinge like you were going to do a deadlift. Right there where your hands are just below your knees, you're going to row and then lower back down. We did these the other day. You're going to row.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Right, shoulders back and down, palms face the knees as you extend down, palms face the ribs as you come up. And I want you guys to really squeeze those shoulder blades back and down as you drive those elbows up. Yeah, exhale. Great. Think again. You're bringing those hands, bringing those palms towards your ribs, shoulders back and down. Great. Now, John, I want you to hinge a little more from the hips, but keep that chest nice and lifted like you're looking out over the ocean. Again, you guys, let's go 8 to 12 on this first set, unless you've already cruised through and you got 15. That's fine. 8 to 12 on the first set. Then again, we're going to go back to it. You're going to grab your single, John, 15. Ellen, if the 8 felt good, you could go for the 12 this time. And Olivia will stay with your 10. But you're going to come back, and we're going to do that single leg, supported single leg touchdown or Romanian deadlift. And we're really focusing on hinging from that hip joint. Hinging from that hip joint. Yeah, there you go, Ellen. right? So that think about that right leg kind of going up and back as we let that torso hinge forward and down, right? So that right leg goes up and back. Yeah, there you go, Ellen. That's great. Great. John, Olivia, you guys looking good? Right, so the leg goes up and back as the torso hinges forward. Find that stretch in the hamstrings and glutes. Inhale back into the stretch. Exhale, standing straight up. Inhale back into the stretch. Exhale, standing straight up. 10 to 15 on each side. Beautiful, you guys. Yep. And yeah. Yeah, Alan, that looks really good. Now, the only thing I want you to think about is keep that dumbbell close to the body, a little bit closer to the body. Right? Yeah, right. So it's like it goes down right there in line with the leg. So that looks great. Again, you're hinging from the hip. So Ellen, think a little bit less bend in the knee, just a little bit. Yeah, and really get that hinge from the torso as that left leg goes up and back. That torso hinges. Awesome. Again, you guys are going to rest, recover, and then we're going to go back into that bent over row. Right? So again, we're going to hinge, come into that Romanian deadlift, and come back into that row. Squeezing the shoulder blades back and down. Look at your logo in the mirror. Yeah. So Olivia, right? You're not going to do the kickback. This is where you're just coming up and down, right? Just driving. We're working your back. So you're just going to drive those elbows up and back, squeeze those shoulder blades back. You're just lifting those palms to your ribs. Yeah. Yeah, great, John. Squeeze those shoulder blades back, almost like try to find a little bit of a stretch in the chest as you bring those dumbbells up. And again, we're just watching that low back, right? Just making sure your body feels good. Exhale as you pull, inhale as you release back down. Great, you guys. How's everybody feeling?
Okay.
All right.
I guess I played a little bit in the low back with that last
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this one for you, John. We're going to do one more set, and actually, I want to switch things up for you.
Okay.
But let's go back again. We're going to go one more set, single leg touchdown, right? We'll go one more set, single leg touchdown. Find that stretch in the hamstrings and glutes. Yeah, great.
Oh, we're standing up?
Yep. So you're going to go back to that chair, Ellen. Right, you're going to go back to your chair. Find that stretch. Right, find that stretch. Yep. Think a little less bend at the knee, Ellen. A little bit more hinge from the hip. Yeah. Yep. Let that torso hinge. Right. Let that torso tilt. Yeah. Great. Olivia, how are you doing over there? Have you been using your weight, your 10?
No weight. No weight on either side. I'm just doing it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. How's your knee feeling?
They both hurt. It must be the weather.
And Ellen, again, think a little less knee, a little more hip, right? Keep that leg high and back. Yeah, great. And you can let that left leg come, there you go. Really, yeah, let that left leg extend on out. Think almost like a warrior 3. Inhale into it, exhale, driving out. Great, you guys. All right. How's everybody feeling?
I kind of think I know why my knees hurt.
What's that, Olivia?
I think I know why my knees hurt, and we'll talk about that later.
Okay, yeah.
It's an issue that happened before
Okay,
when I started something new.
gotcha. Well, hey, yeah, if you don't bring it up, let's spend a little time afterwards and let's discuss it.
Okay.
All right. So again, we got one more set of those rows, right? So we're gonna do that bent over row as long as everybody feels good. John, I want you to do bench rows. No. Right? Either hand on the bench or
Okay.
knee on the bench. I want you here.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, great, Olivia.
Okay.
Ellen, you're gonna be here as well, right? We're gonna come one more set of these guys. Yeah. And Ellen, what I want you to do is just make sure that palms are going to face your knees as you go down. And then as you rotate up, palms face your ribs, thumbs roll, thumbs. Yeah, perfect. Great. Great, you guys. Looking good, looking good. Great, 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 great. Again, 10 to 15. All right. Yeah, great. Olivia, rest, recover. Ellen, you're resting and recovering. Olivia, Ellen, go ahead and grab your ball. And grab, Olivia, let's grab your fives. Ellen, let's grab your fives as well. Great. John, how you feeling?
Okay.
Was that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my form kind of goes to hell after with that.
It's a tough one. It's a tough, and again, it's just everybody's body's a little bit different. It's just the positions that your body likes to be in. So I think that doing those exercises, especially with not having you in person, I think that for us anytime we do those rows, keeping it like a bench row is just going to be safe.
Yeah. Okay.
So here's what we got.
Okay. The
John,
ball.
you're going to grab your ball and you're going to grab your tens.
Okay.
Right? And so Ellen and Olivia, we'll go ahead and get you guys rocking and rolling. You're going to walk out to where your head and neck are comfortably on the ball, like we often do. Hips are going to be up. We're going to go, like we do your chest press, but instead of that chest press, we're going to put a slight bend in the elbow, and you're going to go alternating chest fly. Now, we often do this as a warm-up, right? But we're going to do this kind of as your core work today. And I want you just to make sure to keep the body from listening. So now if you watch me too, right, notice how the palms are going to face each other. And almost imagine like I've got this circle, like I'm hugging somebody, right? So I want to keep this bend in my elbow the entire time. You're going to stretch in the chest and shoulder, right? And just be mindful of here about how the body feels. Watch the shoulder. Only go down as far as feels right for you. Now, Olivia, I want you to make it a little bit more. So for both of you guys, think palms face each other, right? And then take it out to the side. Yeah, right? Yeah. And think even a little less bend in that elbow, Ellen. Yep. So imagine yeah, great. If that weight feels a little heavy, I want you to drop it down onto the twos. But I want you to really find a stretch in that chest and shoulder by taking the arm out to the side as far as feels right for you.
Alternating.
Yep, alternating. Yeah. And again, what I want you to experience is the core having to fight the body wanting to rotate.
Hips up.
Hips stay up. You got it. Now, Ellen, as long as it feels okay in your shoulders, I want you to see if you can take it a little bit further. And again, as long as it feels okay in your shoulders and you feel supported. And again, you guys should feel a little bit of a stretch in the chest and shoulder, and you should feel that core having to engage to support this. Let's go 8 to 12 on each side, 8 to 12 on each side. And when you're pal, come on up and take a little bit of a break. Great. How's everybody feeling?
Good.
Good. Good. Bouncing.
What's that?
I put air in my ball, so it's really bouncy now.
The big thing with those, right, is we're working two different things. I mean, really three, but we're working two different things. We're working the pec. We're isolating the pec muscles, right, the pecs and the shoulders. So we want to make sure that we're getting enough of a stretch to get those guys to engage, right? But we want to protect that shoulder, right? So we don't want to move that shoulder into a bad position. But if you find that the weight feels just too heavy, please let me know, right? Because that could be it. The other thing that we're trying to do is avoid, if I bring that dumbbell out to the side, right, that I'm going to want to rotate the body. We're working our core's ability to avoid that rotation, right? So we're really focusing on those two things, a little bit of a stretch in the chest and the shoulders, and then again, fight that rotation. But I want you just to observe me real quick. And again, if the weight that you're using doesn't permit you to do this, then let's drop you down in weight, right? So when I'm coming into this position, so dumbbells are facing me, slight bend in the elbow. I keep that slight bend in the elbow as I lower on down, stretching that chest and shoulder, and then coming up. Same thing over here. Lower on down, stretch that chest and shoulder, and then come up. The other thing that's happening too is the hips are staying up, right? So you're having to support this core, and you're probably feeling a lot in your glutes too, to keep that body from rotating and just kind of dumping over to the side. Let's do it again. All right, so we'll go right to that same thing. Drop it on down, alternating. Nice. Yeah, great, Ellen. Yeah, there you go, Ellen. That looks great. And again, just respecting that body. There you go. Yep. Right? And the challenge lies in stabilizing the shoulder, getting a little bit of a stretch in the pec and the shoulder, at the same time, stabilizing in the hips and the torso, right? Not letting that rotation happen. See if you can be like a statue except for that shoulder movement. Great, you guys. Looking good. Yeah, inhale into the stretch. Exhale, coming out of it. Inhale into the stretch. Exhale, coming out of it. Again, 8 to 12. 8 to 12 on each side. Olivia, how was that?
That was better. I was warmed up. Yeah. But this is as heavy as I can go. No more.
That's good. Again, it's more about how well your body can stabilize it than anything else. Olivia, how many did you get?
I did my 12.
Okay,
both
great.
times.
Ellen, what about yourself?
I think I did about 10, 11
Okay.
on each side.
How was that?
That was much better than the other time.
Yeah. John, how many
I
did you
did-
get?
I did 12 both times, but my left arm, I kind of bend a little bit more than my right.
It makes sense. And what you'll probably have to watch on the left side is just making sure that shoulder stays packed back and down, because it's going to want to do this.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to be just, you're going to have to restrict that range of motion. That's okay. Right. Just going to have to restrict that range of motion.
It's still got to work out. I just didn't, I had to bend more.
Good. That's great. All right, you guys. So we're just going to finish off with 2 final things. And again, we'll be running over just a little bit. It's 10 till 11. So if you got to go, just let me know. We're going to keep those same dumbbells. And again, we do this often as a part of your warm up, but we're going to kind of do it as a bit of a active stretch / cool down, and also to work a little bit of the back of your shoulders, rear delts. You're going to go dumbbells together. We're going to roll on out to that ball, and you're going to do that pullover, right? So the position starts the same, right? It's the same fly position, palms face each other, slight bend in the elbows. Only again, we're going to come back, stretching the shoulders, chest, back of the shoulders, and then come back up, right? Inhale into the stretch, exhale, drive up and out. Inhale into the stretch, exhale, drive up and out. And we're just going to go 8 to 12 of those.
Are we just moving the arms or are we crunching?
Nope, you're not going to crunch, Liv. You're just going to make that solid plank position.
Okay.
Right, so what we're really targeting is your rear delts with the back of the shoulders and a little bit of your lats. So go ahead and bring those dumbbells together, palms face each other. Right, so Ellen, I want you to rotate. Yep, there you go, perfect. Yeah, and again, your hips stay up. You're just going to come back into that stretch. Inhale back into it. Exhale, drive up and out. And again, think more from Ellen, a little bit more from the shoulder, less bend in the elbow. So the elbow is going to stay in that position, and you're just going to move really from the shoulder. Great, you guys. And again, think about find a little bit of a stretch, back of the shoulders, lats, a little bit in the chest. And then again, you're going to drive and bring it back up. And again, we're just going to go 8 to 12 here. Beautiful. 8 to 12. And once you're powered with that, we're going to go to either, you can do this on the floor, you can do this on a step. We're just going to do your calf raises. And I want you guys to pump your calves. We're going to go 15 to 25. You're in control. If you have a place like a step that you can let the heels drop below, use it. If you're just on the floor, that's okay too, right? We're just going to activate those calf muscles a little bit. 5, go for a little bit of a pump or a little bit of a burn in the calves, just a touch. And then we're going to come back. We're going to go one more set of those pullovers, one more set of calf raises. We're going to stretch it a little bit, and then you guys are power. Yeah, great, Olivia. Now, yep, you want just the ball tone, and just be careful on that, Olivia. I just make sure that if it's plastic, just make sure you got good counterbalance. Yeah, great. Sometimes those little plastic footstools can slide out from underneath you.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly, John. When you're ready, you'll cruise back through, double dumbbell, rear delt pullover. And same thing with the pullovers. We're just going to go 8 to 12. You guys are in control. Find that little bit of a stretch in the rear delts and in the lats. So, Ellen, this one you're going to bring those dumbbells together, right? You have the same exact start position, but you're going to bring those dumbbells together overhead.
Okay.
Yeah. And from the shoulder, find that. Yeah, there you go. That looks great. And again, we're going to keep those hips up. Yep. Olivia looking good. John, I can see your knees. Your knees look fantastic.
Thank you.
Great, you guys. Again, 8 to 12. You're in control. Awesome. Again, John, we'll come into your calf raises. Beautiful, you guys. We'll come into calf raises. Yeah, great, Ellen. And Ellen, you know what I want you to really focus on is driving off of your big toe. It's cool because I can see your bare feet. So think about pressing off of the big toe. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. And notice it keeps that ankle joint a little bit more neutral. And that goes for everybody, right? Think about really driving off of your big toe. Often we want to roll to the outside. We want to roll to the pinky side, right? And that kind of destabilizes that ankle. And there's really a lot that's really interesting. My Tai Chi master calls the big toe like the accelerator pedal, right? And we'll kind of dive some of the deep nuances in Tai Chi, right? It's really interesting. It kind of activates movement. So that big toe tendon is really, really key. I also think Chinese medicine, I think that's what, liver and spleen.
Oh, good. I could drink more.
I love you, Olivia.
I love you too, John.
I love you too, Olivia.
Yeah, John, does your neighbor deliver tequila?
I think so. I think cheese and sourdough bread. I mean, it was the best I could ever get.
Man, hey, listen, I can't deny it. I've been just as guilty too. Usually I have like a beer like maybe 3 or 4 times a week. I'm a huge fan of this Deschutes Porter. It's a distillery from Oregon, but
yeah, it's
now an every night occurrence.
Yeah.
What is that a beer too, Jordan?
Yeah, Deschutes. It's a distillery in Oregon, Bend, Oregon.
Yeah.
And they make a really good porter. I've always been a big fan of porters, and they make a really good porter.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let's stretch you guys out a little bit. So what I want to do is we're going to go, we'll find a spot on the wall or a pole, and let's just go chest and shoulders. Real simple, real basic stuff, right? We'll just go chest and shoulders, arm extended, right? Or you can make this V-shaped position, right? Shoulder at 90 degrees, elbow at 90 degrees. And we're just going to gently bring the body through. So we'll gently lean the body through, tail slightly tucked. And just open up in that shoulder, exhaling fully. Allow for a nice full inhalation into your body. Exhale fully. Allow for that nice full inhalation into your body. One more time here. Exhale all the air out of your lungs, and then we'll switch. We'll do that same thing on the other side. So again, we'll make that 90-degree angle at the shoulder, 90-degree angle at the elbow. Again, just let the chest and shoulder drop through. Grab a hold of that pole, or you can use the back of a chair. And we'll just kind of lean into this. We'll just stretch those shoulders back. Right? So Olivia will come into this guy. Just holding onto that pole, letting the body hinge back. Just find that breath. Exhaling fully. Right? Allow for a nice full inhalation into your body. Exhaling fully. Allow for that nice full inhalation. One more time here. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. Then coming up, right, we'll step that left foot forward, right foot back a little bit. And we'll just hinge. And again, get into that hamstring and glute, right? So you're still holding on to that pole. This time we're just sitting the hip back. Left foot's in front. Just opening up that hamstring, maybe calf muscle by pulling the toes back towards the shin a little bit more. Yeah, exhaling fully. Allowing for that nice full inhalation into your body. One more time here. Exhale all the air out of your lungs, and then as you inhale, we'll slowly come up and out. We'll do that same thing on that other side. Again, right foot's going to go in front. Weights in that left leg. We're just sending that hip back. Exhaling fully. Allowing for a nice full inhalation into your body. Exhaling full. Allowing for that nice full inhalation into your body. One more time here. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. And as you inhale, we'll slowly come up and out. Ellen and John, if you want, right, you can feel free to come and just stretch out that quad a little bit. Shoulder back and down. Olivia, in lieu of that, just because, especially on your left side, it's just going to be, it's going to be a little intense, right? We can always come back into this guy. Coming into that lunge pattern, grounding down through that back heel, right? Tuck the tail a little bit and just push the hips forward. Think about opening up through the front of that hip. Bending that front knee. Breathe. Exhaling fully, and when you're ready, we'll switch and we'll do that same thing on the other side, either grabbing that other leg and stretching out that quad, or coming into that staggered lunge, tucking the tail, and then just lunging into it, opening up that hip flexor, quadricep on the other side. Again, exhaling fully. Allow for a nice full inhalation into your body. Exhaling fully. And then again, when you're ready, we'll come on gently, come on out. How's everybody feeling?
Good.
Good.
You know what I was thinking is maybe next week we'll still do strength training, but maybe we can finish off with a little bit more yoga focused stretching and even a little bit of shavasana.
Oh, I love Shavasana.
Yeah, me too. I love that.
Yeah.
All right.
Especially with a little chili sauce.
That exactly. We spice up that shavasana. Yeah, but we'll have to experiment with that. It'd be fun. It's a great way. One of the ways that I love to start and finish my workouts is actually with kind of creating a place of neutrality. So like doing a little bit of like qigong, finishing off with a little bit of yoga meditation, and then so you start in a neutral place, you end in a neutral place.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yes.
I'm going to jump in the pool.
All right, John. Yes.
Great.
Okay.
So we'll see
Monday.
you guys on Monday. Olivia, did you want to kind of hang out a little bit and tell me a little bit about your knee, what you feel like is happening?
Yeah. Bye.
And bye, John.
Bye, Alan.
Bye, Ellen.
Bye,
See you
Olivia.
guys on Monday.
See you Monday.
Oh, and there's videos up that a push video up on the Tai Chi playlist.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Oh, great. Great.
Update.
So John, after that, can I talk to you about, I'm starting to get a little sciatica in my hip.
Oh, yes,
And
of
I
course.
didn't know whether I was doing anything wrong. So sometime I'd like to talk to you about that.
Yeah. Let's,
Okay, so next time.
Do you want to talk now? Ellen, why don't you talk now? I can talk to Jordan later, okay?
Well, I can too, so go for it.
Let's go.
Olivia.
You go first. You go
Okay.
first. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you, Jordan.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome.
Wait.
Bye, Ellen.
Oh,
I'll reach out to you a little later on.
I'm sorry, Jordan. I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. You're good. Ellen, can you tell me, like, is it, so can you identify like what may be aggravating it?
I really can't. But it's a reoccurring sciatica kind of stuff. So I just started getting it again.
So one of the things that we haven't been doing, at least like, when did it start coming on?
Like a week ago, maybe.
Okay, so let's watch two things. I think number one, we gotta, and just keep me posted on this. And if it starts to reoccur, what we may do is may have you focus on. We may have you step out of the group for a little bit, do some more personal stuff, and we can focus a little bit more on it. Let's see. Or the first thing we'll try some more specific things to kind of activate your glutes.
Okay.
But what can sometimes happen is single leg stuff, right? If we're coming down a little deep and the hip starts to move into this position, right?
Okay.
So my hip is starting to drop. And I noticed you just a little bit doing it on your on your squats and your single leg bench squats.
Okay, okay.
What's happening is it puts a lot of focus on some of these little glute stabilizers or little hip stabilizers.
Uh-huh.
And that's what could be it could be aggravating, like you're activating your piriformis muscle, and that could be creating that little bit of sciatica.
Okay, okay. I'll keep
So
an eye on that.
Yeah, so especially on your single leg stuff, making sure that we keep your hips in even, right? Even if that means a lot less range of motion, right? That may mean that's about, as opposed to, if you watch my hips here. So if I start going down, there's going to come a point where I'm going to drop this hip. Can you see that?
Yes.
So what we want to do is make sure that we're keeping those hips square and even if that means, we have to limit that range of motion.
Okay, okay.
And then the other thing that we want to make sure we're doing for you is making sure that we're activating those glutes well. That's why we would do a lot of the clamshells and also a bridging.
Yeah.
We do that every session. We haven't been doing that with the Qigong warm-ups.
Okay, I can do those on my own.
Okay, and we can
Yeah, I'll
add
do
it.
those.
We can definitely. I can slide it in without, and it's good for all of us. So it's like it's not like that. It's just going to benefit you. It'll benefit John and Olivia as well.
Okay, okay. So it's the clam and what other thing did you say?
The clamshells and the glute bridges.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because those are usually, like, again, it's often, a lot of times, right, it can be that the sciatic nerve kind of runs through the piriformis. And I'm, please don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not diagnosing this at all. I'm not in a position to be able to do that. But often, the sciatic nerve kind of runs through the piriformis muscle, right? It comes in, it kind of runs through the piriformis muscle. And so when that becomes tight and turned on and it stays tight, then that can the nerves respond immediately to whatever's happening. It's not like inflammation, like, tendinitis, right? It's like I may do something and then the next day it's like, oh, this aches, right? It's, with nerves, it's not like that. It's immediate. So it's when you feel it, try to assess the position that you're in, right? Okay. So if you start feeling any tingling down your leg, you start feeling that sciatic nerve, try to assess and see what you're doing right at that moment.
Okay. Okay.
That may give you an indication of, what's going on, right? So if you find that it happens when you're seated or seated for a prolonged period, then that may kind of help us assess it even more.
Okay.
But again, a lot of times, if like that piriformis muscle, which is a hip stabilizer, if it's being turned on and activated, it can kind of hamper that nerve flow, and that's when you feel it.
Okay, and I've heard that before, so I'll just I'll do those and see if it helps.
Yeah, I mean, what you can always try, Ellen, is and we'll add them in more and more. We'll make sure they stay in. We'll make sure that all that stuff stays in. I try to add a little bit, create as much variety as possible for you guys.
You do, yeah.
Somewhat limited,
based on
But let's just make sure that we're always activating your glutes.
Okay.
And like I said, it's key for all of us. Because that tends to be when the glutes are strong and active, then that tends to take pressure off of that piriformis muscle.
Yeah, and it did all the times I've been working with you. It's not even been. So, okay, great. Thank you.
That's probably what it is, because we always make sure in the past that we activate those, so let's just add that back in. And you can always, right, if you're ever feeling it, having a light band going across your knees is ideal. And if you haven't out yet, I remember Walmart, and again, I haven't been there in a couple of weeks, but Walmart had mini bands too, right? And the mini bands are just, here we go. The mini bands are these guys, right? And so Walmart had some,
Oh, yeah, okay, okay.
right?
I'll
And
see if I can get some, yeah.
you know, and if not, you can do it without it. It's just a little harder to find activation. But you
Uh-huh.
can, right, those clamshells without necessarily using that. It's just often harder to get that muscle to activate without
Yeah.
having a little bit of tension.
Okay,
You know,
okay. Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
yeah. And I may
Okay.
cruise over there. We got to go out to the store later today, and I may actually see if they have them. But you know, mini bands and the if you're there, you know, grab a set of the TheraBands too, and that's these guys, right?
Oh, the long ones, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I
Okay.
think they're, you know, they had them both. They're
Okay.
like $10 a piece. They're
Yeah,
but they're versatile, and and that's stuff that we can add in, especially for a lot of your stabilizers, right?
Yeah.
The mini bands and those clamshells, and then the hip bridges. I think that's what has been helping to, you know, keep that sciatica from aggravating you.
okay, great, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take Olivia's away from you.
I'll give her a
Yeah.
call.
Yeah. Okay. Is that your
Let's go.
kids? Oh,
That's my 5-year-old Mila.
oh, Mila. Hi.
That's
Hi.
Ellen.
Hi, Mila. I like your pink shirt. Yep. Is that you? Yeah, it looks pretty.
Yeah, it's pink sleeves, huh?
Oh, pink sleeves.
So this is
Yeah.
Eliana.
Hi. Hi. You have a pretty dress on. Look at that. What's in your bucket? Is something in your bucket? Yeah? 2 buckets. Oh.
That's right.
You have a bucket too, don't you, Mila?
Mm-hmm. We're gonna
You
go
guys are
explore.
pretty cute. Where are you going with your basket? They're so cute. Oh my goodness.
Well, so hey, but keep me posted, Ellen. Like, you know, if it's, you know, don't hesitate, right? Keep me posted.
Okay, for sure.
You know, I'll see you on Monday, and
I'll see you on Monday, and thank you so much. And have a good weekend.
you too.
Thank you, Jordan.
Bye, Ellen.
Bye.